where does the individual stand in the collective, right? Like, coming back to all of that, if we think about both of these axes, and then, coming even further back, coming back to the dream idea, I don't know about you, but oftentimes when I'm dreaming, I feel like I'm connecting to something much greater than myself. Usually my dreams don't just involve myself. There's a sort of collective there. And I think maybe part of the ways in which a lot of us are reckoning with who am I? Where do I fall in this collective? Do I bring my heart to it? Or am I mindlessly going to something? I think there's a lot of work being done in the dream world. Maybe I'm overstepping there.
Well, no, I think you have a beautiful remembrance there. And by the way, it's also a celebration of your courage to step out of some of the programming of the rationalist programming that most of us receive in our so-called education, which is teaching that dreams are just synapses misfiring, when you're not awake enough to keep them online or something, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, having that remembrance in the dream world that you're connecting to something that's even larger than you individually,
Mhm.
whatever we want to call that, hopefully will be a reminder that's what the waking world is too.
Mhm.
And it's so difficult, but if we can maintain that truth throughout everything we do in the day and every decision made, right, we will create a much more beautiful world. And as you know, there are many dreaming traditions that say the waking space is the dream.
Mhm.
And you dream at night, like you're remembering what you really are, and then you wake up and you fall prey to this dream life of cars and things and whatever, right? So I think it's a really beautiful and important perspective. And CV, your moon's squared Neptune.
I've been having the craziest dreams lately.
You should be.
Tell me.
Says the astrology, as far as I can tell. And I mean, I think first of all, let's just honor that we're here with everyone. So this is in
Mhm.
the collective thing, right? We're
Yes.
recording this in eclipse season, which is when we get together, Vivi, interestingly. So I knew to dress like this. But the big news, one of the big stories of the year, right? This Saturn Neptune conjunction is finally upon us.
Mhm.
And yeah, I've been tuning into that in every way that I can. And it feels like a new opportunity to explore the form of the formlessness. And it's kind of like a dreamy thing. I was saying this about Saturn moving through Pisces in general, but Saturn conjunct Neptune feels like this opportunity to understand the rules of the vision space.
Ooh, I like that. Can I offer you something I've been thinking about in Saturn and Aries, and I'm wondering if this resonates with you and you can make sense of it through the Neptune conjunction?
I can try.
Yeah, so I don't know where this came to me, but I was thinking about, right, Saturn being a container, right? And when a spacecraft re-enters the Earth, how it's subjected to so much heat and pressure that if the
Mm.
container isn't strong enough, it'll disintegrate. And thinking about Saturn and Aries in that way, right? It's almost like this. I know it's not, but a the Kazemi moment in the sense that, what isn't strong enough gets torn apart. And it's kind of a test to your container in a sense.
So Saturn is the ceramic nose cap of the space shuttle.
Yes.
Which dates me. Yeah, that's a really cool and intriguing way to see it, and then this question of can Saturn handle the fire is an interesting one as well. That means the
Mhm.
sun's ingressing Cancer and it shines directly above the Tropic of Cancer, right? So solstice, I call that northstice, which
Yeah.
doesn't sound as cute as southstice, right?
Yeah.
That's South Pole is leaning towards the light because that way I can, if I speak directionally, I can speak more globally than I
Mhm.
can seasonally, right? And
Yeah.
so a really important point about the Pisces Aries cusp, and not
Mhm.
of the constellations, not of any Ophiuchian thing,
Yeah.
uh, not of a sidereal zodiac, but of the tropical zodiac, which is the Earth zodiac. It's like all about our world tree, our axis, right?
Mhm.
The zero Aries point, the Pisces Aries cusp, is due east of the center of Earth. like not of LA or New York, those are different things. Like even
Yeah.
LA where you are in Berkeley, where I am, we have a
Yeah.
different rising right now. But
Yeah.
like due east of the Earth's center, which is where we measure planets and the signs from, right? That place we're
Mhm.
all connected. And therefore it works like a global ascendant, right? So a lot of
Mm.
like traditional students have a hard time with the zero Aries wheel, the so-called natural zodiac.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it is maybe overemployed in modern astrology,
Yeah.
although and maybe we'll have time for this today, but my shoulder is, like, wondering right now. So, we can go back there if you'd like. But, yeah, I mean, this idea that we have, like, a global east point, and east is the place of new beginnings, you know? So, I
Mhm.
just wanted to offer some astronomical support to that thing that you just said. That, yeah, you know, there is a sense that this zero Aries is the beginning of the end of the beginning of the end of the beginning again. You know, like what point in a circle is the beginning of the circumference of the circle? And I guess a right answer would be all of them,
Yeah.
the center. And there's places like, you know, where the zodiac intersects the Milky Way, like those would be interesting start points. But also where the equator and the ecliptic interface, right?
And so thinking about that axis being highlighted at the same time as the Saturn-Neptune conjunction feels that's the part of the conversation that feels in con together for me. Does that make
You know
sense?
what's fun there though is
Yeah.
like in our modern experience here in America,
Yeah.
then Aquarius can look like the scary, you know, government and bureaucracy and all that. Where some hundreds of years ago, if we believe the history thing,
Yeah.
like the whole point of America was the beauty of Aquarius is power to the people and we the people versus the monarchy, right? So it's kind of
Yeah.
cool how that whole thing got flipped around. And it reminds us the importance of any sign is just one side of a
Mhm.
pole, right? Just as hot and cold are two sides of a thing called temperature. Leo and Aquarius are two sides of one thing. And asking that question of like, what is this one thing is a really powerful opening into astrology, like spoken to you in your own inner language, you know? And yeah, I'd love to speak to that. Will say it's, you know, as we know where the nodes go, eclipses go. Because the nodes, of course, right,